Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to challenge myself. As my gel polish collection is growing, I'm able to pick up colours that I wouldn't usually pick up, and greens are a massive no-no for me. They're probably my least picked up. Probably definitely the least colours that I pick up. And as my collection are growing, I'm getting different shades of green, and I thought, right, I'm going to challenge myself and see if I can create a green set. So that's today's video. So I've got 3 gel polishes from Madam Glam today. I've noticed I actually forgot to show you guys them at the beginning, so I'll do that now. I'll just tell you what the names are. So the lightest shade of green is called Primavera. The darkest shade of green is Green Energy, and that middle shade is called Amazonian Dream. So those are the 3 colours from Madam Glam that we'll be using today. Gorgeous colours, I love them, and I'm actually quite shocked with how much I like this set. I do end up incorporating some green crystals at the end. Who would have thought I even have green crystals, but I do. So we do end up including those at the end as well. We're going to do some marble and some quick stamping as well, just to bring the whole set together. So firstly, I'm going to apply my base colours, of course. So we are going to have one nail that's going to be that really dark Green Energy shade. Then we're going to have one full light green shade, which is the Primavera. We are going to have 2 nails that's going to be a marble between all 3 of those greens. So I'm going to use my my ombre brush to pick up the little marble that we've created on our little DIY palette. I have decided to place a blooming gel in the background. That's what you saw me placing a second ago, the clear gel there. And that will just kind of help bloom and make the marble look beautiful. So I will have 2 of those marble nails. Feels like it's been the longest time since I've done a marble the right way. It feels like I always skip the blooming gel. You can also, if you don't have blooming gel, apply a base coat. It won't work as well, but it will help with kind of spreading the gel polish and helping the gel polish flow as you're applying it on the nail. So it's been a little while, but I have to say it does make everything so much easier when you do use the base coat or the blooming gel, whatever you have. It definitely makes a difference. So I'm just finishing up that one. The very, very last nail that I've got chilling in the background, we're going to do a 3-way ombre. So we are going to use all 3 of those greens to do an ombre. I will be using my ombre brush to achieve the ombre. So just a back and forth ombre movement to get my ombre. So I will place the lightest shade at the top, that middle shade in the middle, and then the darkest shade right at the bottom. I'm applying those there, and then like I said, with my brush I will go side to side, side to side. I like to start where the 2 shades meet, so you'll notice in just a second I'm going to start where the bottom 2 shade meet, and I only focus in the center of those 2. I'm not going up and down or anything, just trying to focus in the center of those. Then I go ahead and I hop to the other 2 shades that are meeting at the top, and then I focus on them. And then once I'm happy with that little blend, I go from the top right to the bottom, and that final back and forth is when I'm trying to blend all 3 of those shades together finally to create a beautiful ombre. The first layer doesn't have to be too perfect because we will be doing a second layer, so the second layer is what really brings it together, so don't be too worried if the first layer is looking a bit crazy. Also, if you're going to do this method, make sure you leave the nail sitting in the background for a little while, just because you do have those brush strokes. So if you keep it just kind of chilling in the background before popping it into the lamp, the gel polish will have some time to level out and get rid of as much of those strokes as possible. So now it's time to sugar a nail, of course. I don't think I used this glitter before, so I was quite excited. Of course, I probably definitely haven't used it since it's green, but it's a very, very beautiful green. I love how sparkly it is, and I thought I would sprinkle it onto that nail that we placed the dark green shade on there. So I'm just using the wet layer of that gel polish and I'm just sprinkling on the glitter on top of it. So once everything has been cured, time to stamp. I was being so efficient today. I took out 3 of my stampers. You'll see in just a sec. So what I decided to do to be more efficient, I picked up all 3 images at once, and then I'm going to color them in at once. So if you've got a nail that you kind of know what you're going to place down, I highly recommend doing this way, just because you actually end up saving on your polish, because I will end up reverse stamping those. So that means I will be colouring them in on my stamper. So if I was to pick one up, colour it in, stamp it, or repick, my white gel polish that I'm going to use in just a second will actually dry. But since I've got all 3 of them already picked up, I was actually able to colour them in with the same polish, all 3 of them. So it was literally so much more efficient, so much better for your polish, and just all round good stuff. So I do recommend doing it. Of course, if you are kind of trying to create a nail design from the top of your head, then of course you don't really know where you want to place everything, so you can't really do it that way. But if you are recreating a set, or you're doing press-on nails where you kind of know what you're doing, then do try this technique. Of course, also if you do have a couple of stampers, I know not everybody will, but if you do, it's so much more helpful and you're able to really save up on your polish, which is great. So I decided to pick up 2 flowers, just random flowers, whichever one I like the most, and then one kind of leafy design, and I'm going to colour them in with some white stamping polish. So my white stamping polish and the black that I'm using are from Born Pretty. Love their stamping polish. You'll probably know if you're watching me on the regular, I literally 95% of the time, if it's a white or a black, it's Born Pretty for sure. And then whenever I can, I do pick them up because they're just such a guarantee. They're super affordable and I just love working with them. And they do give you so much more time to work with. They don't dry super quick or anything like that, which is great. So I'm going to place the images on my marble nails. So I placed the flower top right, then the leafy in the center, and then one of the flowers right at the bottom. You'll notice that the flower's actually too big, so the sides will end up getting trimmed, but that's absolutely fine. So you want to repeat that. Just pick up different images. You could repeat it and pick up the same ones, but there's so many different beautiful flowers and leaf images on this plate that I wanted to pick up random ones and different ones. So this plate is actually from Moyu London. I've had it for quite some time. It's one of those that I kind of found hard to use, but suddenly it just clicked and I was able to use it for a couple of sets recently, actually. So this one's called Mother Nature Collection, plate number 15. Moyu London, if you want to get into stamping, they often do £2 sales. So if you're, I don't know if they do worldwide shipping, but in the UK you can get them for £2 sometimes. So do stick around. I do videos non-stop, so whenever they do have these sales, I try to let you guys know. I have a discount code in the description as well, so I can't remember now if it saves you a certain percentage or you get X amount off. I'm not quite sure, but definitely give it a go if you are wanting to shop just to save some money. So again, I'm just going over those little images, the outline, and just colouring it in. If you wanted to be more creative than I am, you could actually colour it in the right colours, not just the whites. But because the marble has already a lot of green going on, I didn't really want to add even more green to it. I kind of wanted these images to stand out more. So that's why I went for white. But if I had a white background, I would definitely colour them in the right colours. This is why I like stamping, because you might end up having one image, but based on how you colour it in, based on where you place it, it completely changes the nail, and you could really make so many different designs just from one plate. I literally love stamping. I'm so sorry guys if you are sick and tired of stamping, but I really have fallen in love with it. It's amazing, and I think I'll be raving about it till the day I die. So they are done now. You don't have to be too quick after colouring them in, because the gel polish leaves a tacky layer, so that will work as our glue to transfer the images, so don't have to rush them. So this time I decided to stamp it the opposite way. So the other one had the flower top right, this one will have top left, and same thing at the bottom as well. So now that everything has been stamped, I'm going ahead and top coating. So I will go ahead with a matte top coat today and just top coat all 4 of those nails, of course excluding the glitter nail. You then want to pop it into the lamp. So after that's done and all nice and cured and looking beautiful, we are going to go ahead and do some crystal placement. Nothing too crazy. I was so excited to bring out my green crystals. AliExpress honestly is the place to go for crystals, although I have to say recently I've been noticing a lot of crystals on Shein. So between the two, I definitely more recommend Shein for sure. You can get things way cheaper and you can collect points on there, which actually then later reduces your cost of your order even more, which is amazing. So make sure you do your reviews on Shein, because that way you're able to collect points for each item that you purchase and review, and they give you a decent amount of points, so after next time you order you are able to really save a lot of money. So make sure you do that when you shop on Shein. It can be quite annoying to do these reviews, especially when you buy nail products, because you might end up with a 30-piece order and for each item you have to do a review, but for each item you get points. So in theory it works out in the end, but it is a bit time consuming. But trust me, if you're a regular shopper, I highly recommend to save some money. So quickly back to the nails. The 2 marble nails, I just scattered some 3 crystals on each nail, just in between the flowers. Just to kind of cover it up even more. That's completely optional at that point because it was probably unnecessary. It's a quite busy nail anyways. This marble nail, I wanted to play about with the green crystals. and the clear crystals as well. So I'm just kind of doing like a necklace vibe. I don't think I've done one like this before. So this is a bit new on my channel. I sometimes reuse and recycle crystal placement just because they're so beautiful, and crystal placements can be quite hard to kind of get new ones all the time. So it's already kind of hard as it is creating the whole nail design, and then on top of that, to create your own crystal placements can be quite difficult. So I definitely like to recycle crystal placements, so I hope you guys don't mind. But I feel like even if I reuse them, just because the whole design looks so much different, like so different to other one I done before, I don't think it's that noticeable anyways. But let me know if you're kind of getting sick and tired of the same placements. So I'm just kind of mix and matching the greens and the clear crystals together. The green crystals are from AliExpress, super sparkly, literally amazing. I love them. Love, 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 love. So I'm just going to finish it off with a couple caviar beads in between the, actually just one at the top, well, two at the top and one at the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. If you want it to be a bit more extra than I have today, then you can place them between the crystals as well if you wanted to. And then feel free to pop into the lamp. My crystals were moving about, so I just had to pop them back into place before popping them into the lamp. And this nail, I only show you guys doing just a little fragment of it. It's quite time consuming, but I do love the final results. So you're just going to do a couple of lines from one side to the other, but the lines have to be slanted, so kind of going down the nail, and then you want to follow those lines with caviar beads. And after a couple of caviar beads, place a crystal and repeat. So you'll see me now placing a couple of caviar beads, maybe like 5, 6, depends how large your nail is. Then you want to place a crystal. I think I went for the clear one, but you could do green if you wanted to, or any colour for that matter. There you go, there's the crystal, and then you continue with the caviar beads and just repeat that, basically going across the whole nail. It's super cute. I love this look. So especially when you're kind of stuck on ideas, I highly recommend doing this one because it really does add such a cool effect to the whole design and brings everything together, which I love. So I'm just going to add another crystal, and yeah, I just continue. I don't show you guys the whole thing on camera because it's super time consuming, especially after trying to get the lines all nice and straight. But here are the final result. They've been popped into the lamp, and you can really see how sparkly those crystals are, and they're not even real. They're from AliExpress, so highly recommend them. If I don't forget, I'll try and leave everything in the description for you guys, especially those crystals. Go grab them. They're amazing, and they've got so many colors. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!